with the amounts that a value can be increased or decreased depending on circumstances, we can then talk about expressing that itself as a percentage, which is kind of Ouroboros-like, that we're looking at the percentage of percentage change, but hey, it's worth knowing about, where we describe things called percent increase and percent decrease as referring to either the amount that the value goes up as compared to the original total, or the amount it went down as compared to the original total. And really, there's nothing to do with these except get a little bit of practice seeing this in the context of an applied example. So in 2000, the world population was approximately 6 billion. The data are from the United Nations Family Planning Program that are based on optimistic or pessimistic expectations for successful control of human population growth in the line graph below. Find the projection increase in the world using the high projection in 2125 and the percent decrease for the low projection of 2125. So, for the increase, what we want to do there is essentially look at the percent increase, where to describe that percent increase, what we're looking at is the difference between the amount that we are expecting to have, which based on that graph ends up being about 25 billion, as compared to the 6 billion in the year 2000. So we'd have 25 minus 6 over 6, which is 19 over 6, which is about 3.17 or 317%. So we would expect that over the next 100 years, as compared to the year 2000, based on that optimistic projection, optimistic in some sense, maybe not so much, depending on how you feel about carrying capacities, but we'd expect an increase of 317% using that projection. Similarly, for the low projection, for the pessimistic projection, I guess optimistic, pessimistic, different things for this context. But anyway, for that, we're expecting the population to go down to 5 million. So we'd have 6 billion minus 5 billion with a B. If it went down to 5 million, oh boy, something went wrong. But we'd have 6 minus 5 over 6, which is 1/6. Or about 0.17, which can be expressed as 17%. So we would expect a 17% decrease using the lower estimate by 2125, where, as I said, depending on your understanding of the carrying capacity of the planet Earth, different projections have different ideas about whether we should be or can be between 8 billion and 64 billion, some saying it should be a fair amount less, and some saying the potential for a fair amount more. It's hard to say which of these would actually be a good thing, although if you follow the IPCC projections, really the main thing we need to be worried about is how the people on here are using the resources we have. Anyway, looking at these values and looking at the context they're in, I think it should be easy to tell that there are some ways that we could mess with these numbers just a little bit and present them, maybe a bit inaccurately. For example, that 25, that's actually 4 times bigger than 6. So might that be closer to 400%? Well, no, but it is easy to see how you get that idea. And with that, we're going to finish this section talking about how percentages can be misused in contexts like these.